Welcome to Granja Caimito in the Pedroche Valley in Spain. This is our update for the third week of May 2021. Let's start by looking a bit around our different zones. This area was grazed a few days ago and will now recover. The temperatures are starting to rise and we have mostly sunshine, here and there a cloudy sky, but almost no more rain except a short shower. From now on until September, the plants basically need to work with the water we have stored in the soil. This is A9, where we are conducting several experiments. About a year ago, there were pigs in here. They destroyed everything. We added straw and they contributed the manure and the power to mix everything. Then nature opened up the seed bank and all kinds of things grew. We let the cows graze the area once a month. We also planted paulownia trees in autumn, but that mostly failed as the young trees did not survive the frost. So we will plant again in order to get more shade and biomass in here. Later, the experiment with laying hens will start here. Now that we are starting more and more to work with plants, we are learning how that works. And over time, we find out how to sculpt the land and find ways to make it fertile and productive, so that eventually there can be a surplus for sale. This is one of the surviving paulownia trees. When we planted the trees, we had installed drip irrigation, as we didn't have the water pressure for anything else. Now we are trying to use sprinklers, as we now have a much more powerful pump. The paulownia trees can sustain frost, but are not sprouting until it's warmer. We've seen them sprout elsewhere, where we also planted them. So now we are trying to provide some additional water to see if that helps to get them started. And if most of them were killed by the frost, then the water will help the other plants, and we learn how many sprinklers we can operate. Another warm season project is the vetiver here. It has started to grow, but has purple leaves, which is its way of saying, I'm cold. The night temperatures are still below 10 degrees Celsius, 50 Fahrenheit. During the day, we are having some 25 Celsius, high 70s in Fahrenheit. And in the sun, one can really feel how strong it already is. As we are in spring, everything else rushes to grow and go to seed. The established vetiver is supposed to take over once the others are done and die back. I am trying not to provide any additional water this time, as the vetiver should be able to reach the moisture by now. Let's observe and adapt. The giant cabbage is growing nicely, and the turnips are also making progress. The place doesn't look very tidy, but what grows here is an experiment, and the pigs will not mind, but certainly have a feast and make a mess. It was difficult to prepare the already hard ground, and we had to hand seed and rake the seed in. In the future, we will always have pigs destroy an area. This is to learn how to recover and go forward when the pigs leave. The bigger one of the two mini ponds in the swale is still filled well, but the sun will certainly help to empty it. We keep an eye on those two mini ponds as the pigs need them to stay cool and cover themselves in mud. The future pond in the future dog enclosure has also lost quite a bit of water. I expect it to empty completely, and when then that's the case, we can continue to excavate to give it its final size and shape. We then prepare it for the rain in autumn by adding some bentonite to make it less porous. If you have any other or better ideas, please let me know. For shade, we also planted a few paulownia tomentosa trees around the area. The tomentosa variety is the empress tree, with the beautiful flowers that's also used in many cities as a shade tree. We mostly leave the sheep alone. They can do whatever they want in our zone B, which is also where the horses can roam. Every now and then, we then find a new lamb. Mrs. Sacagawea wants to say hello. As the horses and sheep graze everything along the pathways, this is a nice opportunity to see how much the vegetation has grown. try something new. I try to speak a little bit louder so that the microphone of this phone will pick up my voice and maybe the ambient noises around it. So let's see how this goes. So here I am on a wonderful afternoon to have a look at where the cows are at. And here we have them in our paddock A18. They have been here since this morning when they decided to come over from another paddock which lies somewhere over there. And you can see over there are already the bulls. That is actually A14 and the paddock where they are supposed to go next. So what I did a little bit earlier today is I opened them this path here where they can cross over the driveway and simply find their way around this to the next place where there is an open gate. But there's also something else, so let me take you over there. You see two kids and yeah, that's an adult cow, but there's also someone else. This is our cow 5536 and she for some reason always finds a way to separate herself from the rest of the herd, and she likes to graze outside. And then we put her back in with the others, but she again finds a way to leave. Let's go and see what she's up to. Olaf is keeping a watchful eye over the whole scene. This is the dog's favorite spot, because every time something happens, they put themselves there and they can oversee whatever is going on. And of course, bark at a passing car and stuff like that. So let's see what the cow does. She's down there. And I have a feeling I will leave her here. The only problem is, if I do this, she might actually try to get to where the others will be going, and she might destroy some part of this fence here. And I think she has done this before, which is why we still... Yeah, it's the same one as always, 5536. So here we can see that someone, and that is probably her, tried to join the herd by finding the way through here. So this is another area that we need to fix. But there are so many things on the list that it's sometimes hard to follow through with everything. But for the moment, planting is important. So this is bad, it needs fixing, but it's not the #1 priority. Actually, we will do something else tomorrow, because we had some rain and the ground is moist again. So that means we can set fence posts, and that is what Juan is supposed to be doing tomorrow morning. And then this lady here will not be able to find her way out of the designated path anymore. So let's hope this will work. So in she is. And now I'm gonna close this. Those three have been blocked in here so that nobody will escape. So, yeah, go and join the others. There must be a reason why she always leaves whenever there's an opportunity. You have something to say? You know the reason? You might. And you look like you are still giving milk, like you did a little while ago. Your calf is way too big for that. So I believe it's him, so leave him alone. He can eat. He doesn't need your milk. So let me close this also. Actually, this is interesting. First time camera doing things. Okay, so here it goes. Now the thing at the top is missing, and then you guys can pass. So come on. Yeah, now you can. No. There's a lot of tension on these spirals, but this is very good material. You can use this for a short distance or a long one, like 6 meters that we have here. So works for 3 to 6 meters. So let's see how this paddock looks like. We're in a late afternoon. Sun is setting and the clouds are there, but it's not very hot, and you can have a very good look at the achievement. This is 5516. She's always very curious, but you can't really touch her. She does not allow this. None of them does. Because those are not milk cows. They are not used to being touched by a human. But over time, we might actually give a try at milking this one over here. Because she looks like she could be up for that. So let's see how close I can get. No? Well, you see? She doesn't really trust the situation. And if I approach further, okay, see, there she goes. So, no chance. But she does not run away. At least she's curious and stays. Let me give it another try. Well, actually, if I had something to eat, maybe she might be interesting. Maybe she might be interested in that. Okay, see, that is also interesting. They do eat the sizzles. And that stuff has little spines, but apparently the flour is tasty. Okay, so we have learned something I didn't know. Okay, but I have a feeling they are ready to leave this place, because as you can see, there's not much left. All that is there is the grasses that are going to seed or have gone to seed. Actually, they might have already lost their seeds, which is why they seem now wanting to eat this. Because the last round, they only looked for the grasses between the ones that were going to seed, which is very smart, because that way there will be grass in the future. Huh? Can I touch you? No. See? It's a bit better than early on, but no. They don't like this yet. They might over time. See? what else I can find. So it is getting denser and there's more debris, which is a good thing. So definitely we are improving. Actually, I might do this frequently, that I just take the phone and film while I walk and speak about what I see. It's always fun. It's like having company. And someone will say that I should probably also get one of those, how these things are called. They do have a gyroscope in there, so to stabilize the camera. It's like a tripod that stabilizes themselves. I don't recall the name. I have one for the big camera, but it's way too heavy. So I might get one for the phone. And then it's much easier. Or get a GoPro or similar thing, but then I have to carry a camera. While the phone I always have with me, much easier. Okay, so as you can see, it's getting dark by now. The sun is behind the clouds, but it's still up there. So if you look, it's not that it's almost night, but there might actually a shower be approaching, because I can hear some rumbling. So we might get a little bit more rain out of those dark looking clouds there. It will be good. It had been raining on and off throughout the day, but not like a downpour. It was a trickle, but this trickle is a very good thing, given that the sun isn't blaring. And you see the creek. Okay, so let's see. This is another Mr. Bull. He didn't want to go with the others. You can see them over there. And he's in pretty good shape. And yes, we might actually put him on the list to turn him into dry aged beef. Of course, that's an evil thought, but that is how it is. We humans, we are predators, and he is a prey animal. So I don't know how much there is, but there might be some 300 kilos of beef. And I can tell you that this one has never ever eaten anything but grass. Grass, straw, but no grains at all. So this is the real deal. So let me give you this shot, and then I'm going to stop this. And this will then show up in the second video for May, because that was a good suggestion to make 2 videos, one every 2 weeks, so that you guys can follow along how we develop this here. Okay, so see you next time. Bye bye. Well, they decided to leave the paddock and go to the next one. So out they came, but they're unsure where to go to. So let me indicate a little bit what to do. So come on. So interesting to see that this wire is at the ground. It slipped off here, so that's something to fix. So, come on. And now everybody will also follow. So I will put myself here to the side in order not to stop them. They had been asking by mooing, should we leave? And I first thought that they might stay there, and two, but they decided that for the night they want to go to a new paddock. So that's fine. That's exactly how it's supposed to be. Yeah, the little one. Yeah. There are some flies, but it's not as bad as it was last year. That's a good thing. Well, again, they wonder what to do. This is probably because I'm not moving. So, Mr. Bull, lead the way. Come on. Okay, so I will use my two hands and take care of that wire. This one here. This slips out of it, so I need to turn it around. It is May 25th, and compared to last year, this area, B1, is looking fantastic. This was the update for the third week of May here at Granja Caimito in the Pedroches Valley of Andalusia, Spain. I hope you enjoyed following our journey. Subscribe if you haven't already done so, and stay tuned for next week's episode, in which we will shear our sheep. See you soon at Granja Caimito.